So, okay, most people using Claude Code skills are doing it wrong, and I don't mean kind of wrong. I mean they're basically just writing a second Claude.md and calling it a skill. And yeah, I was doing the same thing for a while until I figured out what a skill is actually supposed to be. Just real quick, I'm Daniel. I've been deep in the iOS world for over 8 years now. Started out freelancing, bouncing between client projects, shipping other people's ideas for a long time. And then after Dub 25, I just made the call, went fully solo. No more clients, no more back and forth. Since then, I've crafted over 15 of my own apps, all Swift UI, all built in public. And honestly, all my energy right now goes into making this solo studio into something real, not churning out quick MVPs or AI slop. Then yeah, I'm sharing every bit of that on Crafters Lab. It's over at crafterslab.dev, and it's not some AI clone factory. It's my actual home base built for solo devs who want to use AI like a real teammate, not just a vending machine. If you care about what you ship, if you want to build with intention and actually level up, yeah, you'd feel right at home. And hey, if you're still hanging on with Patreon, huge thanks for riding with me. But heads up, everything's moved over to crafterslab.dev. That's where the crew is now. Come build with us. Okay, so here's where this whole thing started for me. And honestly, I think if you've been using Claude Code for any real amount of time, you've felt this, right? You open a fresh session, you ask it to build something, a tab bar, a mini player, a custom scroll effect, whatever, and it gives you something. It compiles, it runs. Cool. But then next week, different project, you ask for the same exact thing and it gives you a completely different version, different architecture, different naming, different patterns. And now you've got two code bases doing the same thing in two totally different ways. And you're just sitting there like, come on. And honestly, that drove me nuts because as a solo dev, consistency is everything, right? You don't have a team enforcing patterns. You don't have a style guide being reviewed in PRs. It's just you. And if your AI agent is giving you a different answer every single time, I mean, you're basically building a new code base from scratch on every project. You know what I mean? Like all that institutional knowledge you built up, gone. Every session starts from zero. It's kind of wild when you think about it. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Just put it in your Claude.md. And sure, I tried that. I had this massive .md file with all my preferences, my patterns, my naming conventions. But here's the thing, Claude.md is great for general rules, coding style, folder structure, commit message format, that kind of stuff. But when you need Claude to build a specific complex UI component the exact same way every time, with the right architecture, the right animation system, the right file structure, uh, a paragraph of instructions in Claude.emd just doesn't cut it. The agent still interprets it differently every session. It fills in the gaps with whatever it feels like that day, and you're back to square one again. So I started thinking, okay, what if I could teach Claude how to build something once, like really teach it, and then just call that knowledge back whenever I need it? Not a prompt, not a wall of text, something more structured, something that actually sticks. All right, and that brings me to the part that honestly I wish someone had explained to me way earlier, skills. And I want to be real about what a skill actually is because I've seen a bunch of stuff floating around online, people sharing their skills, and not gonna lie, a lot of them are just giant walls of text, like pages and pages of instructions crammed into a single file. And I mean, that's basically a Claude.md with extra steps, right? If you're dumping 1,000 lines of written instructions into a skill, you haven't really solved the problem. You've just moved the problem, you know? So here's how I think about it. My Claude Code skills are built to be collaborative, and I mean that in a very specific way. when Claude loads one of my skills, the first thing it does is ask you questions. It doesn't just start generating code, it stops. It goes, okay, how many tabs do you need? Do you want a floating button? What should the floating button do? And based on your answers, it customizes everything. That's the whole point. The skill is interactive. It's a conversation, not a monologue. And honestly, that distinction matters way more than people think. And inside the skill itself, and this is the part I think matters most, it's structured more like a tutorial for the AI, not a wall of instructions. Each skill has clear steps. Detect the project structure, ask configuration questions, generate the files using these specific templates. And those templates, they're actual Swift files, real code, not pseudocode, not descriptions of code, actual working .swift files that Claude reads, understands, and customizes based on your answers. No guessing, no vibes. Just, here's exactly how to build this thing. So when I say skill, what I really mean is I've taken a complex UI component, broken it down into a repeatable, teachable format, and packaged it so Claude can deliver that same quality bar every single time. The architecture decisions are baked in, the animation curves are baked in, the file structure, the naming, the integration pattern, and all of it. Claude isn't guessing anymore. It's following a blueprint that I already validated on real shipped apps. And yeah, that compounds. That's the whole point. And I think that's the key difference. The skills I see out there that are just text, look, that stuff should live in your Claude.md, in my opinion. If it's general guidance, general patterns, put it in the .md file. But a skill should be specific. It should be a tutorial with code snippets and file examples that the AI can actually work with, not vibes, not suggestions, concrete, structured, repeatable. And honestly, once you get that distinction, everything changes. So, okay, let me just show you what this actually looks like, because talking about it is one thing, right? But watching Claude actually use skills in real time, that's where it clicks, for real. I'm going to fire up Claude Code and give it one prompt, and the prompt is basically, I need a custom glass tab bar and an expandable mini player on top of it for a meditation app. Use the /custom glass tabber skill and the /expandable mini player skill. And here's the important part, like I told it to look clearly at the skills before planning, because that's the whole point, right? I want Claude to actually read the tutorials, understand the architecture, and then come to me with questions before it writes a single line of code, not just wing it. And that's exactly what happens. You'll see it on screen. Claude loads both skills, spins up sub-agents to explore all the template files, reads every single Swift file in both skill packages, and then it stops. It comes back and asks me, what tabs do you need? Do you want a floating button? What should tapping the floating button do? And I answer, Home Explorer profile. Yes, dynamic icons per tab. Present a full screen cover. Done. That's it. That's the conversation. And then it builds a plan, like a real detailed plan. It maps out every file it's going to create, where each one goes, which templates it's pulling from, what it's customizing for the meditation context, and how the two skills integrate together. And here's the thing. It even catches the tricky stuff, like the mini player living in a separate overlay window and needing manual bottom padding to sit correctly above the custom tab bar. That kind of integration detail. That's exactly what you'd miss if you were just prompting from scratch. No joke. I approve the plan and it starts building, all files in parallel. And not gonna lie, watching it just execute, it's kind of satisfying. It creates the folder structure, drops in the tab bar components, the blur fade modifier, the glass floating button, the overlay system, the pan gesture handler, the expandable player, all customized for a meditation app. It even catches a typo in one of the templates and fixes it on the fly. Like, yeah, okay. And just like that, I have a fully working custom tab bar with liquid glass effects, a floating action button that changes icons per tab, and an expandable mini player sitting right on top and all wired up, all animated, all compiling. from one prompt. And honestly, every single Claude Code skill I build works this way. Same structure, same collaborative flow, same quality bar. You teach Claude once, and it delivers that same level every time across every project, every session. Your job is just making it yours. Restyle the tab bar, swap the icons, build out the expanded player with whatever your app needs. The foundation is solid. The craft is already baked in. So, yeah, if you're still here, honestly, you're a legend. And look, the core idea is simple, right? Stop re explaining yourself to the AI every session. Build a skill once, build it right, and let it compound across every project you touch. That's how you actually scale as a solo dev without losing quality, without losing consistency, without losing your mind reprompting the same thing for the fifth time this month. I mean, come on. And if you want to go deeper, like actually see the skills, grab them, use them in your own projects, come check out crafterslab.dev. It's not some tutorial dump, it's not an AI content mill. It's honestly just my home base. I built it for solo devs who treat AI like a real teammate and actually care about what they ship. And yeah, it's packed. Inside, you get full walkthroughs, actual short video tutorials with downloadable zips you can drop right into your project. Every Claude Code skill I build gets published there with a walkthrough, an article, and the full skill package ready to go. Members riff in the comments, ask follow ups, share what they built with the skills. It's not a one-way street, it's more like a back and forth. You know what I mean? But the real core, the Notion team spaces, my live playbook, members get a front row seat to my command center. Every app I'm building, all the .md files I'm actually using on real projects, the prompt library, the docs I'm writing as I ship, and all the automations I've got running behind the scenes. You see the whole process, messy drafts and all, no filter. And then there's SwiftBrain, a curated Swift and Swift UI library that's not some auto-generated pile of filler, real current stuff, deep dive keynotes, private talks I've curated over the years, the kind of material that's not sitting in any public training data. This is what I actually use to fine-tune how I work with Claude Code, with Cursor, all of it. And I'm always experimenting, always posting what sticks. And yeah, there's Ops Lab too. That's where I build and share all my Notion AI agent instructions, Notion templates, workflows, and automations, all wired up and ready for you to copy, tear apart, and rebuild your own way. The whole point is keeping the indie stack connected, so building solo doesn't mean building in a silo. So yeah, if you want to get in while the crew's still small and hands-on, now's kind of the moment. It feels way more like a behind-the-scenes dev lounge than some giant faceless forum. Would genuinely love to see you in there, swap some ideas, maybe even build something wild together. Keep crafting, keep teaching your tools, and don't settle for whatever the agent gives you by default. Peace.